Welcome to Royal Secret. In a moment that melted hearts across Denmark and the world, two young royals stepped into the spotlight with a message of love, strength, and unity. As Queen Margrethe II of Denmark waved to the world from her hospital balcony, it was the voices of her youngest grandchildren, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, that carried through with royal warmth and sincerity. Their message, a tender tribute to a monarch, a grandmother, and a legend. But behind this beautiful moment lies a gripping story of health scares, emotional recoveries, royal responsibilities, and the unwavering bond between generations of Denmark's beloved royal family. It all began with an unexpected royal announcement. On a calm morning, the Danish Royal House released a brief, almost cryptic statement. Her Majesty the Queen has been admitted to hospital for medical observation following ongoing discomfort. Immediately, alarm bells rang across Denmark. Queen Margrethe, now 85 years old and recently having passed the crown to her son Frederik in a historic abdication, had been a pillar of stability for more than 5 decades. Her health, though generally strong, had always been watched closely. But now, just months into her retirement, she was hospitalized. The Danish media erupted. Royal watchers, journalists, and citizens began speculating, was it serious? Why now, and most urgently, would Queen Margrethe recover? Inside the royal corridors, concern was no less intense. King Frederik and Queen Mary were seen quietly arriving at the Rigshospitalet in Copenhagen, avoiding the press but clearly shaken. Their eldest son, Crown Prince Christian, stepped into a more visible role, making appearances, calming the public, and maintaining the rhythm of royal duties. But two other young royals, just 13 years old, were preparing a message that would come to symbolize everything the Danish monarchy stands for. Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, born in 2011, are the youngest children of King Frederik and Queen Mary. Though often in the background compared to their older siblings Christian and Isabella, the twins have always been favorites of the Danish public. Their charm, humor, and natural grace have made them symbols of the monarchy's future. But in this moment, it was not their cuteness that captured the world's attention, it was their maturity. According to royal sources, when they learned of their grandmother's hospitalization, both Vincent and Josephine were visibly shaken. But rather than retreat into private worry, the twins decided they wanted to send her a public message of strength and love. With the help of the palace media team and their mother Queen Mary, they prepared a short but deeply moving message. Care farmor, vi elsker dig. Bliv stark, vi savner dig. Translated. Dear Grandma, we love you. Stay strong. We miss you. Simple, honest, powerful. The message was shared across the Royal House's official social media platforms, accompanied by a previously unseen photo of the twins embracing Queen Margrethe during a private family summer retreat. Within minutes, the post went viral. Danes from all walks of life, from elderly monarchists to young schoolchildren, began sharing their own well wishes for the Queen. The hashtag #StarkMargrethe Strong Margrethe began trending not only in Denmark but across Scandinavia. It wasn't just a royal recovery, it was a national emotional movement. As the Queen underwent tests and treatments, the royal family drew closer than ever. Crown Prince Christian temporarily cancelled all official engagements. Princess Isabella was seen visiting a Copenhagen children's hospital and speaking openly about the importance of family during tough times. And Queen Mary, ever the composed diplomat, stepped into her husband's shoes to represent the monarchy at an international women's summit in Stockholm, but made sure to return to Copenhagen the same evening. Every move was calculated, every word was chosen carefully. The palace was determined not just to protect the Queen's privacy, but also to ensure that her legacy was honored, regardless of what the outcome might be. Inside the hospital, Queen Margrethe reportedly remained in good spirits. A source close to the family shared anonymously with Danish outlet Bild Bladet, she is sharp as ever. When Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine's message was shown to her, she teared up. It meant the world. For a woman who ruled with unwavering formality for 52 years, those few tears spoke volumes. Days passed. Then a week. Rumors swirled. Was the Queen facing a more serious illness than the palace let on? Was this a cover for a longer-term condition? Had King Frederik's recent ascension triggered unexpected emotional stress? But on the 8th day, the Danish Royal House broke the silence with a statement that instantly flooded television screens, newspaper covers, and smartphone alerts. Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II has been discharged from hospital following successful treatment. She will continue her recovery in private but wishes to thank the medical staff, her family, and the Danish people for their overwhelming support. In cities and towns across Denmark, church bells rang. In Copenhagen's Nyhavn district, a spontaneous gathering formed where hundreds sang, Kong Christian Stod ved Hagen Mast, the Danish royal anthem. And on the balcony of Amalienborg Palace, Queen Margrethe appeared, frail, perhaps, but radiant with gratitude. Wearing a pearl brooch gifted to her by her late husband Prince Henrik, she smiled and waved. And by her side, unexpectedly, were Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, beaming with pride and standing tall for the grandmother they had supported through their words, their love, and their courage. As Queen Margrethe stood once again on the familiar stone balcony of Amalienborg Palace, a sea of Danish flags fluttered in the breeze below. The Queen, dressed in an elegant royal blue coat with delicate embroidery that symbolized hope and resilience, held her hand gently over her heart. Next to her, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine didn't just wave, they anchored her. The public saw two young faces glowing with emotion and pride, but within palace walls, it was well known just how much these two royal children had shouldered. Queen Margrethe's private secretary, Henning Fode, later told Politiken that the Queen had personally requested that the twins join her on the balcony. They were her strength during the darkest hours, he revealed. She wanted to show the world just how much their words meant. It was more than symbolism, it was a generational bond in action. The Queen was seen clutching a folded letter in her hand. Sharp-eyed royal watchers quickly identified it as the handwritten note from Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine, which they had insisted be delivered to her bedside. It read in part, "Dear Grandma, you always told us to be brave. Now it's our turn to remind you, you're the bravest of us all." In that moment, the Queen, who had seen Denmark through Cold War tension, political upheaval, a global pandemic, and her own abdication, showed tears again. For a monarch who had once declared that royalty must never be sentimental in public, it was an extraordinary gesture. Within hours of the Queen's hospital release, international headlines erupted, not just about her recovery, but about the incredible role Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine played in it. The Guardian ran with, "Twin pillars of the Danish throne, Vincent and Josephine step into their legacy." Le Figaro in France called their message, "La plus belle preuve d'amour royal, the most beautiful proof of royal love." In the United States, People magazine featured the twins on their homepage under the title, "Danish Twins Send Queen Home with Love, a Royal Recovery Inspired by Family." Social media followed suit. Clips of the Queen's balcony appearance and the twins' message were reshared millions of times. TikTok edits with classical music overlays showed side-by-side images of the twins as toddlers and now, standing tall beside their grandmother. It wasn't just royal fans who were captivated. Global audiences unfamiliar with the Danish monarchy suddenly wanted to know everything about Vincent and Josephine. Who were they? How were they raised? Could these young twins already be shaping the future of Europe's most stable monarchy? Behind their public message and poised appearance, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine are growing up in a deeply modern, yet unmistakably royal environment. Both attend Tranegårdsskolen, a public school in Gentofte, where their parents have insisted they receive a normal education. Unlike many royal heirs in Europe who attend elite boarding schools, Vincent and Josephine ride bicycles to school, have best friends who aren't royal, and participate in after-school activities like swimming and drama club. But make no mistake, these twins are being groomed for something bigger. Queen Mary has long been an advocate of preparedness through humility. According to royal insiders, both Vincent and Josephine are involved in weekly sessions with palace etiquette instructors, public speaking coaches, and Danish history tutors. Yet, what truly sets them apart, according to sources close to the palace, is their emotional intelligence. Vincent is quiet and thoughtful, always asking, why, behind every royal duty, one aide explained. Josephine is bolder, charismatic, and deeply intuitive. She reads people faster than adults do. It was this combination of traits that made their message to Queen Margrethe so poignant. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't scripted, it was real, and it came from two young people raised to value both crown and compassion. To fully grasp the emotional weight of the twins' tribute, one must understand Queen Margrethe's special bond with her grandchildren. Unlike many monarchs of her generation, Queen Margrethe has always been a hands-on grandmother. From hosting secret summer picnics at Grafton Palace to crafting paper decorations for Christmas with the younger royals, her approach to family has always blended tradition with deep personal warmth. Vincent and Josephine, being the youngest of her 8 grandchildren, hold a particularly tender spot in her heart. They were born in 2011, just as Queen Margrethe was celebrating her 40th anniversary on the throne, a period of national celebration. She once joked in an interview, "The twins arrived with fanfare of their own. Perhaps the loudest guests of my Jubilee year." Their bond only deepened over the years. Every summer, Queen Margrethe would take the twins into her private art studio at Marselisburg Palace and allow them to paint like royalty. One of Josephine's earliest drawings, a rainbow crown, still hangs framed in the Queen's personal salon. So when the Queen fell ill and was rushed to hospital, Vincent and Josephine weren't just concerned citizens, they were heartbroken grandchildren. Their message, then, wasn't just a gesture. It was an anchor, a reminder to the Queen of her legacy, her family, and the future she has helped shape. Denmark has long been regarded as Europe's most progressive monarchy. From Queen Margrethe's record-breaking reign to King Frederic's ascent as a modern monarch alongside Queen Mary, the Danish Royal House has managed to balance centuries of tradition with the demands of a rapidly changing world. But this moment, this emotional, public, unscripted moment between a grandmother and her grandchildren, may mark a new chapter entirely. It wasn't King Frederick who captured the spirit of the nation that week. It wasn't Queen Mary or Crown Prince Christian. It was Vincent and Josephine, 2 teenagers whose words reminded Denmark of something deeper than policy, pageantry, or power. They reminded the country of love. As Queen Margrethe begins the next phase of her life, no longer Denmark's sovereign, but forever its matriarch, the role of her grandchildren becomes more vital than ever. And if this moment is any indication, they are ready. Thanks for watching.